Hello, everybody. I hope everyone has had a great week so far. Um, we do have quite a few things to talk about today, but the good news being that this is going to be a basic review of everything that we have done this first part of the semester. As you guys know, midterms are coming up next week. There is not a midterm for this class. So that is not something that you need to concern yourself with, at least not for my class. We are going to be doing a lot of in-class writing next week. So make sure to bring with you whatever you need to write. So if you are the type of person who needs to write stuff out with a pen and paper first, I honestly can't do that. You guys have seen my handwriting on the boards, but I did have a friend in undergrad that had to write everything out first. If you write better on your phone, and that's a good place for you to start drafting, we can definitely work with that, especially if you have a Notes app or if you have Google Drive on your phone, or a laptop. The point is just some way that you're going to be able to write in our class next week. The idea being that we spend this day, this hybrid day, trying to catch up on anything we might have missed, anything we might need clarifications on, and go ahead and get ready for this next part of the research paper. Remembering that your research paper is going to be part of that major objective in the grade. I'm going to take you guys back for just a moment to the syllabus. I know it's been several weeks since we've really dug into this syllabus, but I wanted to just remind you guys kind of how the course objectives are going to break down. So, that main objective being an argumentative research paper. And part of that argumentative research paper being the pre-writing portion that we've been working on for the past few weeks. So that annotated bibliography, the basic outline, and the research paper, all being part of this objective one here. And that is going to be worth 40% of your final grade. So this is the bulk of it, right? The other major projects, like the literary analysis and your final exam, those are 20% of your grade. And then all of these smaller assignments we've been doing on a daily basis, all accumulating in 20% of your final grade. So this research paper is really our biggest uh, challenge of the semester. But that's why we spend so much time on it, and that's why we have all these steps leading up to it. So we're just going to make a brief stop in a few different modules to kind of look back at what we've done so far, and hopefully we can connect together all of these things we've been building towards for the semester. Starting, of course, with our topic. Um, Always remember that my previous videos are still there for you guys to access. So if you need to go back and watch the videos again, like the one where I explain the research paper, you can do that. The one where I explain the annotated bib, all of that is still available to you. And if there's anything that I explain in these videos that you need a clarification on, you are always welcome to email me or come stop by during office hours or meet during virtual office hours as well. We'll start here with the annotated bib, remembering that all of this is centering around that same topic. So we have this final topic. We used some stasis theory to narrow down our topic again. We might return to stasis theory as we are writing our paper, just to maybe get some more ideas out if we need to. But this final topic for your research paper is what you use to research your annotated bibliography. When you break it down, the annotated bibliography is just you saying to me, here is a list of the resources I would like to use for my research paper. This is what those resources are about, and this is how I'm going to use them in my paper. That's really all it is. It's matted in a specific way. We can see the specific formatting by looking at our first example, which is at the end of the annotated bibliography assignment sheet. So it does need to be in this format, this MLA format with all the information over here on the left. your last name and page number on the right, some sort of nice title. Or it doesn't even have to be original. It could just say annotated bib, or it could be just the name of your topic. If you don't have a title yet, that is fine. We have a nice little citation here, and then we have an annotation below it. And this one's actually longer than what I'm requiring of you guys. You guys are only required to do 100 words for each annotation. This, I would say, is probably closer to 300 words, if I had to guess. We continued our work throughout the few weeks working on this annotated bib. And if you have not turned in your annotated bib already, that is your number one priority. As it being part of that 40% of your grade, it's not as much as your research paper is going to be, but it is part of that percentage. So it's still a pretty important grade. So please keep that in mind. And remember, you've already been doing this work for the past few weeks. When we did our annotated bib workshop, we were able to find a source and do an annotation for it. We did another annotated bib entry, so that's 2 out of your 6 already done. We took a little break for the Valentine's Day activity. MLA citation and quotation practice, I believe, tell you guys that you could use one that you had already used for practice with this one. But if you did a different one, that's 3, that's half of it done. Evaluating your resources, that's an opportunity for you to interact with another one. So you're using all of these things we've done so far in the past 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks now, and you're building that annotated bibliography to turn it in. And of course, culminating in this week 7, turning in our annotated bibliography and then working on that basic outline. Again, that annotated bib being the thing we need to prioritize right now. However, if you have already turned in your annotated bib, I'll be looking over those this weekend to kind of look at your sources and see if we maybe have stuff that we might need to replace. So there were sources that I had suggested or talked about either during class or in a video about what is suitable and not suitable for an academic paper. Or not really suitable, but what can we trust most with our information? What is going to give us the most credibility as we are adding information to this topic that we have chosen? Um, so we're going to take a look at that. And that way, if there are maybe resources such as a blog, or maybe a kind of more popular media site that aren't necessarily bad things, just maybe not considered academic resources, we might have to replace those, and that's okay. I'm here to help you guys with that. The outline would be your next step. And that is, again, we have some different examples here. You can always go back and look at the video from last week where I talked about the research paper outline. And we have some examples here as well. We want our outline to end up looking pretty similar to the sample outline. We've already seen this in the video and in class. But again, setting up that same MLA format and getting our thesis out there, so the main argument for our paper, and then having some supporting paragraphs. So we have a nice little game plan when it comes to writing our paper. So that is, to sum up several weeks in just, I guess, 10-ish minutes, kind of what I wanted to go over with you guys today. We are going to have an opportunity here soon, once we get back from spring break, to do individual conferences, and I'll have a chance to kind of sit down with everybody one-on-one and talk about where you are so far in this writing process. Make sure that you are always paying attention to the course schedule. The course schedule, of course, can be found underneath the syllabus right here. So make sure that you are looking at that as the weeks are coming ahead. Now, just from also as a reminder, this is midterms, right? So if we are behind, if we're not understanding something, if we need to redo something, that is okay. We still have time, right? But the more we get behind, the harder it is to catch up. So if we don't end up finishing our research paper on time, then that's cutting into our literary analysis, and then our literary analysis is late, and then we're just overwhelmed right before finals and everything has to be turned in. And I really don't want that for you guys. I don't want you to have that stress. And remembering too, we do have that hard deadline. This is set by the department, that all major assignments do have to be turned in by April 30th by 11 p.m. That's our last chance to get stuff in with still having enough time to get a grade in and make sure you're successful in this class. Now, ideally, everything will be in before then, but just keeping that in mind. Also remembering, of course, that this is a hybrid class so that we are still utilizing Fridays as a class day, and we're still working. We're still looking at the week ahead. We're still looking at our projects. However, we're able to do it either from the comfort of our home or Starbucks or wherever you find comfortable to watch this content and complete your work. I hope you guys have a productive day. You will not have a formal assignment for today because your research paper outline is due the Friday evening. However, utilize this time to catch up on what you need to catch up on. So if that's the annotated bib, start with that first and then move on to the outline so that we have that research done. That's very important for this project. I hope you guys all have a great, productive, restful weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.